Welcome back, Nerd Squad! My name is Roya Destroyaa, and this is Top 10 Nerd. Another Star Wars movie gone by, and of course one that has loads of hidden references and bits of trivia. Sometimes these things can get pretty obscure, but rest assured, we are here to help guide you through them all and give you that aha moment. So let's take a look at the top 10 Easter eggs and things you may have missed in Solo, a Star Wars story. And just in case you don't realize, there will be spoilers. In the number 10 spot, we have Becketts Mask. If you thought the mask that Woody Harrelson's character Beckett was wearing while on security detail looked familiar, you are not imagining it. This was the same mask that was also worn by Lando Calrissian in the opening scene of Return of the Jedi. So maybe he was using it to stand out less to the world around him, but he was basically screaming at the diehard fans in the audience. Next in number 9, the Indiana Jones idols. There are a few very clever and subtle nods to George Lucas's other pride and joy, the Indiana Jones franchise. If you look very closely during the scene that shows the display cases in Villain Dryden's yacht, you may see some familiar relics. These are the various important artifacts from Indiana Jones. Visible amongst them are the Sankara stones from the Temple of Doom, the fertility idol from Raiders of the Lost Ark, and the Holy Grail. You may need to watch a few times to register these ones. Coming in at number 8 are the Golden Dice. This is almost a retrospective Easter egg from other Star Wars films now, that was finally explained in Solo. In a couple of the films, such as A New Hope and The Last Jedi, we catch fleeting glimpses of a pair of dice, which for a long time were assumed a good luck charm because they helped Han win the Millennium Falcon. Well, it turns out they're actually a symbol between he and his love interest Kira. Typical Star Wars, literally everything has a backstory. In the number 7 spot is bulbous and scrimp. Who? Exactly. Now, if you'll watch the scene where Chewbacca was first learning how to play holographic chess, known as Dedrick, you'll remember that Wookiees get very frustrated, and Chewie is no exception. Well, in anger he tries to swipe the board, and in the process, 2 holographic images blink and fizzle out because he's effectively broken the game board. These are 2 chess creatures original animator Phil Tippett had planned to introduce, named Bulbous and Scrimp, who were scrapped by George Lucas because the board was too small. But now we know the real reason they don't exist. Angry Wookiee rage. Up at number 6 we have Subak. What is this card game and where did it come from? The game is first introduced in a book called Lando Calrissian and the Mind Harp of Sharu, a book deemed weird even for Star Wars fans. But it introduced the game and all its rules, and the game is incredibly similar to Blackjack, with a goal of 23 instead of 21. Apparently Ren Ventures thought it was way too close to home for their own Subak and are now perpetuating a lawsuit against Lucasfilms. Whoever said it was just a game. Coming in at number 5 is Clint Howard's cameo. Director Ron Howard was an unexpected change in the Solo movie, but it was not unwelcome. And with him came a surprise guest. This would be his humorous brother Clint Howard, who had a small but important role in the form of the droid ringmaster. Clint has appeared in many of his brother's films, such as How the Grinch Stole Christmas and Apollo 13, so it was only a matter of time before we found out who he would take on in Solo. Next up at number 4 is the coffee maker. Yes, even something as seemingly minor as Lando's coffee maker has had some significant thought put into it. This particular model that can be seen opposite his counter is the Braun Aeromaster KF-47, and the near same coffee maker can be spotted in the movie Alien, although this is a slightly different model of the Braun Aeromaster called the KF-20, so Lando's got a bit of an upgrade. And this, kids, highlights the importance of a good cuppa before space exploration. Up next at number 3 is Han and Chewie's meeting. As punishment for being a deserter, Han is thrown into a pit and left to face off against the hungry Wookiee who he ends up befriending. Now this scene is actually a repeat of a scene we've already seen. Scene. It happens in Return of the Jedi when Luke Skywalker is tossed into a pit as well, but faces the Rancor instead of a Wookiee. It gives you a bit of sympathy for the poor Rancor. Could he have been another Chewbacca under different circumstances? In the number 2 spot is Bossk. The name Bossk may not have sounded familiar to you, but you probably would have recognized his face instantly. That's because he's been on screen before. In The Empire Strikes Back, we are introduced to the lizardly Trandoshan man that Darth Vader hired to hunt down the Millennial Falcon. The allusion to a minor character before his time just shows you the amount of work that has gone into creating a living, breathing Star Wars universe. And finally, in the number 1 spot, I know. Perhaps one of the smallest but most satisfying eggies that we found in the movie was this simple line. Way back in The Empire Strikes Back, Leia confesses her love for Han and he replies with a stately, I know. Well, fast forward to 2018 Solo, Solo, where Lando tells Han, "I hate you," and what's Han's reply? "I know." Cue some theater laughs from the observant fans, the man knows all. So those are the top 10 Easter eggs and things you may have missed in Solo. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of the movie. My name is Roya Destroyaa, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another nerdy list.